Hey, what is up? My name is Rubidium. Today we're looking at something a little more literary than the reviews I normally do. We're going to examine Fyodor Dostoevsky and the allure of self-destruction. So I love making these videos. I am eventually going to run out of camera gear and lenses and things to do with the C200. So I'm going to branch out into some things that I'm really interested in right now, which is storytelling techniques, different authors, how they've influenced the way that we tell stories and read stories. I just listened to an amazing teaching company course called Great Russian Writers. There are a bunch of them out there. They're, without exception, excellent. I can't recommend them highly enough. It's what I usually listen to when I'm stuck in LA traffic. I listened to this great course on Dostoevsky and Chekhov and other Russian writers. And something that the lecturer said about Dostoevsky really struck me, and the way that I think about character and the way that I think about screenwriting, conflict, drama. So I wanted to break these down. I'm going to do a bunch of these, some high literary sources like Dostoevsky and Proust, some not quite so high like 70s kung fu movies and blaxploitation films. Today we're looking at Dostoevsky and his concept of self-destruction and why someone would choose a destructive path over one that helps them, why characters sometimes act against their own self-interest. Conflict in film is what creates drama. Two people or three people or four people all want different things. They are drawn into conflict to try and achieve those things, and that creates tension and drama and what we like to see in stories. The problem is that there isn't actually very much conflict in everyday life. We assiduously avoid conflict because it's so uncomfortable to us. I watched the excellent Baby Driver the other day and was really intrigued by Jamie Foxx's character. And to not give anything away about the plot, he's sort of a real loose cannon whose absolute stupidity in some ways, or self-destruction, is what drives the plot forward. Without him doing crazy stuff, the film would be over after the first half hour. And it can be a challenge as a filmmaker to try and find reasons why someone would do something so crazy and so self-destructive and still make it believable. Waingro in Heat is another good example of someone who just does dumb things. Like in the opening hold up in the armored car, he like kills those security guards and brings all this heat down on Robert De Niro's crew. And why? You know, it's a challenge for the screenwriter, the director, and the actor to find believable reasons why people would act in such a way. Dostoevsky knows all about this. In his novels, Notes from the Underground and Brothers Karamazov, he has really believable portrayals of characters who really go out of their way to seek their own demise. The characters explain it in such a way as they're not looking for destruction per se, but they're trying to reassert a deep part of their humanity. They believe that the path that they're on, the one that has a safe, comfortable, normal life, has been chosen for them, and to reassert their own freedom, to reinsert their independence from the world around them, they choose another path, even if the only other path available to them is one that will cause their own unhappiness and their own death. They go down it just to prove that it's theirs. We talk a lot about how happiness is the highest cause and everyone's on a search for happiness. But some people only want happiness if it's their path to happiness, if they chose the happiness, if the happiness belongs to them. If the happiness and the happy life is given to them, they may rebel against it and cause themselves to be unhappy to at least feel like they deserve that. I think Dostoevsky's characters feel tragically human in their desire to find something real, even if that real thing is humiliating and self-destructive. It's a deeper part of our humanity than just a quest for happiness. It's a quest to feel alive. I see this in contemporary television in Breaking Bad. Walter White is given all these options to be happy. He's given all these options to have someone else pay for his cancer treatment and stop cooking meth. But he feels like it wouldn't be his then. He feels the deep need to go down this path of self-destruction in order to feel alive, in order to feel like he chose it, that it belongs to him. I think you don't need to look too hard to find people around you like this who've chosen against what seems like the right decision. And I feel like it's much easier for me now to write characters that are seemingly unpredictable, if only because I know the deeper thing that lies behind it, that what makes them believable. So that's a very small thumbnail sketch of Dostoevsky's characterizations and his portrayal of the allure of self-destruction. I hope someone out there found it as interesting and as compelling as I did, and that you check out his work. I'm going to do a bunch more of these videos about all the kind of things that I'm into right now and the things that inspired me to tell stories, to make films, things that I like writing and things that I like reading. But for now, that's what Dostoevsky taught me about screenwriting. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.